Hi, I'm functional nutritionist Vince Pitstick, and this is MMU Education. Hey, if you love the content, please like and subscribe to the channel. If you would, drop a comment. Let's go back and forth. Also, if you would, hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time I make a video drop. All right, let me give you a fast, quick solution to constipation. Well, I'll give you multiple solutions to constipation. This is the third part to my series, Common Problems, Simple Solutions. And one of the greatest questions I get all the time is constipation. Vince, I'm dealing with constipation, help me. I don't want to be all bloated and distended, going to church, going to a restaurant, seeing my boyfriend. Either way, constipation is a huge problem for most Americans. I'm going to talk about acute constipation more importantly, and maybe tap into a little bit of chronic constipation. But this is more when constipation comes up for 24, 36-hour intervals and what you can do to stop it or prevent it. All right, about 4 million Americans struggle with constipation. Basically, about 13 out of every 100 Americans are probably dealing with constipation right at this moment. And let me go ahead and help you with some simple tools for random acute constipation, and then we'll talk a little bit about constipation. Some of the main causes of constipation are lack of water, lack of fiber in the diet, high stress, medications, lack of movement, believe it or not, and then heavy uses of antibiotics or potentially things like IBS, Crohn's, or colitis. So no matter who you are, at some point you're going to deal with constipation. And let me give you a quick remedy for it. So typically what happens is in constipation is that the stool gets kind of hard and dry. The slip and slide that is your colon is supposed to be comprised of a lot of mucus, a little bit of water, and then some soluble and insoluble fiber. Hopefully the insoluble fiber is sitting in the stool, which is why you need fiber to help it be more slippery. And then the soluble fiber kind of absorbs into the lining of the gut, once again, making it more of a slip and slide. And so all those things being consistent, appropriate amounts of bile to actually break down the fat inside of your stool, and you should have a great pooping experience. But if any one of those things gets off, anything can happen. So if you're dealing with constipation, a lot of people really quick love to jump to Miralax. Now, Miralax can work for occasional constipation, but I would be wary. Miralax, one of its key ingredients is something called propylene glycol. It's kind of like a machine oil. So it's going to seep in there and help things move. Only problem with that is it dries out the tissue. So a lot of times when you use Miralax, you might go, but it might make you more constipated after. So if you're going to take something like Miralax, please take a psyllium husk with it or a metafiber, or use ours at practitionerdepot.com. Shameless plug, use Herbal. But I really, for those individuals that want to resist that, and like sometimes you're not in the area to grab all of these different things, there is one simple product that I love to use that I teach everybody, and it's two things that typically everybody has: water and magnesium. So if you get constipated, and for unknown origin, we've kind of explained some of the reasons why, I really would look at the last 7 days of your habits, dietary habits, to like start to put patterns together. That way you're more aware and can be prepared if those things are going to come up. Like, for example, if you know you're about to be traveling, you're not eating that much, you're a little bit more stressed, you didn't have enough water, you'll know that you might want to take something with you. I know when I fly, I always like to bring something with me to assist in digestion to make sure that I don't get stomped up and bloated. We call this magnesium loading. Now, again, is there other ways that you can do this? Yes, but this is one of the quickest, surefire ways of getting yourself to go. If you or maybe one of your family members or friends is struggling with some issue, maybe can't keep the weight off, or has been dealing with a health issue that nobody can help with, my team can help at Vital Coaching. Vital Coaching is a complete all-in-one solution to the world's problems. I believe that's why I've given my life to it. It's a place where you can get a medical team, your coach, you can get your diets, workouts, supplement protocols, all in one place, all with a huge app full of information, live trainings. We have a huge community and individualized support, all in one membership. It's unlike any other company that's out there. It is a real all-in-one solution. So if you're interested in maybe a consult with me or my team, you can check us out at vitalcoaching.com, or you can message me on Instagram at Vince_Pitstick, Hope to see you soon. So in the morning, if I'm constipated or I've been constipated for over 24 hours, the first thing I'm going to do is take 200 to 400 milligrams of magnesium, and I'm going to drink anywhere from 16 to 32 ounces of water. The more water that you can try to push through the gut, the faster this is going to go. So magnesium has a very, very interesting property to it. So while it is a water-soluble mineral, one of the unique characteristics of magnesium is that after your body fully absorbs the magnesium, the rest it's going to try to eliminate through the bowel. Well, the bowel doesn't particularly like magnesium in it too much. So if it gets too much magnesium built up in it, it's going to pull water through. It's going to seep water from its tissues and then eliminate the magnesium through stool. Well, that's where the advantage comes in. So usually what I'll do is I'll start to 200 to 400 milligrams in the morning, and I'll wait 3 to 4 hours. If I haven't gone yet, I take another 200 to 400 milligrams. You'll learn yourself. And then I wait another 3 to 4 hours. If I still don't go, I take another 200 to 400 milligrams. Now, you might get up to a significant amount. For some people, that might cause a little bit of loose stool, right? But in a jam, it'll get you going. And then I'm making sure to eat higher fiber foods. And boom, I'm out of it, usually within 24 to 36 hours, and I continue to go. You keep doing this until you go. And then whatever the number of pills or powder scoops that you took, the next day, take all of that minus 1 serving or 2 servings. So that way you make sure to keep it going so you don't get stuck again. Now you can also use this for chronic constipation, but I would add some things with it. So in a jam, magnesium loading always works. If you're someone that doesn't want to use Miralax, I'm not a big fan of Miralax. I don't want to dry it out and kind of make it worse later. So that's one of the tools I would use. Now, when we talk about chronic constipation, I can't possibly in one video talk to you about all the different reasons that you might be constipated. I can just give you some simple protocols that I know are surefire ways to work and how we eliminate constipation in my practice. So if you're somebody that deals with constipation where you don't go 1 to 3 times a week, and that's been going on for up to 3 to 12 weeks, you're starting to get into the chronic constipation area. And this might be for a couple of reasons. One, you could do a stool assessment. I ask people to usually do that for a quick, and if you see undigested foods, you might need some betaine hydrochloride. If your stool is floating, it means you need to digest your fats. And if your stool comes out weird, different colors, it usually means your pancreatic enzymes are off. Now, that doesn't mean that you need to be analyzing your stool all the time, and there are more complete answers with the Bristol-Myers stool assessment. You can actually get more in depth looking at your stool and understanding what digestive needs you may have. Again, this is the problem though. A lot of people go, oh, I'm constipated, let me add fiber. Well, that's an issue. If you load up too much fiber and you've been constipated too long, you might get fecal compaction, and that can be a pretty painful experience where you really develop a pretty large sized ball of stool and fiber inside of your gut. So we always start by increasing water intake. That's one of the first steps. I'm always a big fan of then adding the magnesium, maybe anywhere from 200 to 600 milligrams. And then I'm always focused on digestive enzyme because usually one of them's off, whether it's stomach acids, pancreatic enzymes, or bile production. Usually, ironically enough, it is bile production. So we recommend a product called Beta Plus. It has ox bile in it. Ox bile will induce immediately the production of more, or add the more bile, which helps break down your stool better, makes it easier for you to pass it. So I'll add maybe 2 for a couple meals. Obviously, probiotics go a really long way in helping people go to the bathroom. I like NCFM strain of Lactobacillus acidophilus, so you can always throw a probiotic in if you're someone that doesn't typically take one. And making sure that after you go your first time, adding fermented foods. I do like that, like sauerkraut, tofu, tempeh, stuff like that. Always can really help as well, other fermented soys. But I think, again, the most important thing to do with chronic constipation, one is you're going to want to see a functional health practitioner, maybe someone on our team, or go to a functional GI specialist. Most GI doctors, though, that are standard trained, they don't do a lot. They'll use Metamucil and Miralax. So my approach is always typically to start is going to be magnesium, water, of course, sleep. Slowly begin to increase the fiber, 5 to 7 grams. You can do a psyllium husk. Just make sure whatever you use has both insoluble and soluble fiber, because you want some to go on the walls of the GI tract and you want some in the stool for a perfect glide through the colon. Then I'm gonna usually add beta plus for more bile. And then if that doesn't work, there's always motility agents. There are a few out there in the market that I really like. Bowel Mover by Cellcore is really helpful. I might take 1, 2 to 3 times a day. And if that doesn't work, I really highly suggest people go get their thyroid labs done. A slower thyroid means slower motility. So again, food comes up with fiber, water, increased digestive enzyme support, magnesium, possibly a motility agent. And then if not, check your thyroid numbers. It might be the answer. So I hope this helps for any acute or chronic constipation. Hey, thank you for watching the content. And if you want to watch more, check out the video to my right or left. Thanks.